want to thank everyone for coming today. My name is Marisa Ramirez Ramos. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Mesa Fire and Medical Department. I'll begin by recognizing our distinguished guests that we have with us today. Councilmember Jennifer Duff, Assistant City Manager Scott Butler, Deputy Director Tara Acuna, and I will list our Assistant Chiefs as well. I know we have some of them in the room. Assistant Chief Corey Hayes, Assistant Chief James Johnson, Assistant Chief John Laughlin, Assistant Chief Forrest Smith, and also Fire Chief Mary Camelli. I would like to call up to the front for the first recognition, if we could please have Officer Aaron Blake come up. Chief, if you will join us as well, and Councilmember Duff, if you would like to come up at this time. I'll have you guys stand over here on this side. That way we have a backdrop and everything. Chief, I'll go ahead and hand you the certificate too. You want to come. This is to you. On the afternoon of July 20th, 2023, a third alarm fire occurred at Broadway Vista apartment complex. Mesa police officer Aaron Blake was one of the first to arrive on scene. While fire units were en route, and immediately he could hear a mom screaming as she was trapped in a second-floor apartment. One officer made their way to the front of the building to gain situational awareness and see if there was any alternative access for rescue. At the back of the building, Officer Blake continued to hear the trouble and urgent cries from the mother who was trapped in the back bedroom, also telling him that she had 2 children inside. Officer Blake knew he had to act, so he climbed on the first floor window ledge, reached up just far enough that that mother could hand down a 7-month-old baby. Now holding the infant and realizing that more had to be done, he quickly returned to the window ledge to receive a second young child. Shortly after that, fire crews arrived and executed the final rescue of the mother using a ladder.
Right there.
Yeah. Are you able to get out through that front door? No! Okay. No!
Okay.
Can you please hold my little one?
How big is she?
He's 7 months. Please.
All right, pass her out to me. Pass her out to me. I got her. Hey, you're okay. You're okay. Hey, you're okay. You're okay. Is there anyone else up in there? You're okay, buddy. Okay, she's going around to the front, okay? Here. Stay right here, okay? All right, buddy. Come on, climb out. All right, hold him.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got him.
Thank you.
All right, can you get your feet down? All right, stay there. Stay there. All right, come on down. I got you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Officer Blake, our fire risk management model states that we take calculated risks to protect savable lives. In this incident, you embodied that service model, and we commend you for your service to the residents affected by this fire and your selfless action to rescue them. Thank you for your efforts and service.
Well, thank you very much. I've seen this video before with Officer Blake, and still, even it's the second or third time I've seen it, I'm brought to tears every time of the bravery and the excellence that we provide to our citizens, the reasons for our existence, and you exemplified everything that we stand for and so proud of. And I understand you're fairly new to the force. Yes. So even more impressive. So thank you very much for your service. You make us proud.
Thank you.
The first thing I want to say to Officer Blake is we have openings in the fire department. If you are interested, you've already proven you could do the job. But I have to tell you that in the heat of the moment is the most difficult time to really act. And you did it flawlessly, and you did it without fear for your own safety. That was service above self. And you absolutely exemplified that day when you saved those two children out of the window like that. So on behalf of all the men and women on the Mesa Fire Department, we want to recognize you, number one, for your act of bravery, for doing a wonderful job, and for being a great officer for our city of Mesa. Congratulations. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for, the people who are here today. And, whenever people ask me to tell about this story, the only thing I can think to say is I just happened to be first on scene. Honestly, I feel like if anyone else had been in my shoes, if anyone else had been the first one on scene, they would have done the exact same thing. For me, it also hit a little bit extra close to home when that mom said that her baby was only 7 months old, because at the time I had a child at home who was almost the exact same age, and all I could think of was my own daughter being trapped in that fire. I don't think what I did was that special. I don't think it was anything that extraordinary. Like I said, I just happened to be the first one there. But thank you all for coming here today.
On-duty dispatcher Thomas Nedzbala experienced a medical emergency that quickly became the worst-case scenario when he coded. Fortunately, the immediate and skilled response by coworkers close at hand, paramedics, and equipment saved his life. Tom was working on the dispatch floor while shift supervisor Brad Whitman was at the supervisor platform talking with Captain Steve Heyer. They heard a call for help and saw fire communications shift supervisor Doris Rashid holding Tom in his chair to keep him from falling to the floor. Captain Heyer and Brad rushed over, lowered Tom to the floor. It appeared that he was having a seizure. Captain Heyer ran to the Emergency Operations Center, grabbed a Zoll monitor and some medical boxes. Captain Therese Derivan was in the EOC and returned with him. Tom was suddenly still, quiet, and not breathing. Tom was rolled on his back, and Captain Heyer began chest compressions. After a couple of rounds, Brad took over the compressions while Captain Derivan worked on ventilating him to provide oxygen. Captain Heyer set up the monitor and defibrillated Tom. When the call for Tom was dispatched, there happened to be 2 crews training in this building, and hearing the call, they responded. These efforts unfolded in just minutes, and quickly thereafter, the crew of E-204 and E-206 arrived and took over treatment. Tom had started breathing on his own, was starting to move his extremities as he was being loaded onto the gurney for transport to the hospital. Tom survived this emergency due in large part to the immediate intervention and everybody doing what they were trained to do that day. I can't retell this incident without also recognizing the dispatchers that were working that day. While all of this unfolded on the dispatch floor, they cleared the area, continued to work active events, answer 911 calls, with the added stress of watching CPR being performed on their coworker. They held it together. It's because of their professionalism that the field units and residents who were calling 911 had no idea that a real-life emergency was unfolding in the background. To Brad, Captain Derivan, and Captain Heyer, today we honor you for the critical role you played that day. You are all valued members of our department, and we appreciate your actions and service.
Again, I'm just impressed with the team that we have here, not only in the Mesa Police Department, but in a Mesa Fire and Medical Department, that would, no matter where an incident occurs, that we're well prepared and professional and work as a team seamlessly and perfectly to save lives every day. And this is just evidence right on the dispatch floor. When you are 911, you can't call 911 because you are 911, and yet we have the team to care for our employees and residents. So thank you for your excellence and the care and compassion that you show every day. Thank you.
Therese, and Brad, and Steve, thank you all. I just want to say, number one, I am always proud of the men and women on this fire department. They do an amazing job every day. It's another thing to have an emergency. When we get called to emergencies, we drive there, we get 3-minute response time, we get to the call. It's another thing when the emergency happens right in front of you and it's someone you know. I have to say I'm extremely proud of all of you in the moment. When you saw the need and how quickly you acted, and you had 0 time to prepare or to think about it. Every one of them just reacted and knew what they had to do. That just shows what well-trained, and really you truly care about what's going on around you. And what you did that day, Tom would not be standing here with us today if you didn't act as you did on that day. And everyone on the dispatch floor that day, I know this is an event that you never want to happen in front of you, but thank goodness these folks were all in the places that they were that day, because Tom is here today because of your actions. Thank you so much for being great representatives of this department, as you always have been. So congratulations on what you had done, because Tom is standing here before you today because of your actions. So thank you very much.
So on behalf of the Mesa Regional Dispatch Center, Chief Williams and I want to present the 3 of you with a CPR life-saving pin. For those of you that are not aware, this is a pin that's typically handed out to dispatchers only. It's all of our calls where a person has coded and the dispatcher has provided instructions to them on the phone are reviewed by DHS, and if it's deemed that them giving the instructions have actually saved that person's life, they're awarded a pin. So in this scenario, you didn't give the instructions, you actually did them, and Tom is with us here today, and for that we appreciate it.
I never really believed in teamwork before. I did, but always preached it. But until that moment, I mean, we're a family here. That's the way I feel when I walk in the room at work. And I just want to thank everybody. I mean, my cardiologist said it was the perfect environment for it to happen. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. So, thank you.
Well, that concludes our recognition. I want to thank everybody for coming, helping us recognize our amazing individuals. Before everyone leaves, I would welcome you to come and take group photos. And then also we have several members of media here today, and I know they would love to conduct some interviews. So if everyone will stay around so that we can do photos and interviews, that would be wonderful. Thank you.